When a general manager publicly admits that he made his favorite pick in the Draga and even paid a hefty price for it, you know there's something unusual going on, especially when the player's name isn't exactly well known. And speaking of bold moves, a decision made 3 years ago has just been reevaluated and could change the way the NFL sees this team. Something big is happening in Detroit. So go ahead and hit that like button and let's break it down. Alright, let's talk about one of the biggest curveballs from the 2025 NFL Draft, and his name is Isaac TeSlaa. Yeah, you heard that right. This dude went from being a day 3 projection to a 3rd round pick after the Detroit Lions went all in for him. And I mean all in. They didn't just give up their 3rd rounder, they also traded away 2 more future 3rd round picks to move up and grab him, getting a couple of 6th rounders back as spare change. Lions GM Brad Holmes straight up said TeSlaa was his favorite pick of the entire draft. That's a bold statement for a guy whose college stat sheet doesn't exactly scream superstar. So who is this guy? TeSlaa began his college career at Division II Hillsdale before transferring to Arkansas for his final 2 years. During that SEC stretch, he posted 62 catches for 896 yards and 5 touchdowns. Solid? Sure. Eye-popping? Not really. But here's the kicker, he didn't drop a single pass in 2024. Zero. Nada. And he's a beast when it comes to contested catches. Add to that, a freakish 96 athleticism score from Next Gen Stats, the highest among all wide receivers in this draft class, and you start to see why Detroit is so intrigued. He's a raw athlete with glue-like hands. But what does that mean for your dynasty squad? Well, according to Keep Trade Cut, TeSlaa is ranked WR80 sandwiched between Christian Kirk and Demario Douglas. He's being taken in the late 3rd round or going undrafted in rookie drafts. That's intriguing. And yeah, the WR room in Detroit is crowded. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a target hog. Jameson Williams is finally expected to break out. Sam Laporta is a stud at tight end, and both Gibbs and Monty can catch passes out of the backfield. Not much left over for TeSlaa right now. Still, Detroit burned 3 3rd rounders on this guy. They'll need to find a way to justify that investment. He might start out making noise on special teams as a returner, but if his athletic traits translate, we could be looking at a long-term sleeper gem. Bottom line, if he's free in your rookie draft, grab him late. If he goes undrafted, throw a few FA bucks his way and stash him on your taxi squad. You're basically betting on traits over college production. But hey, sometimes that's how you strike gold. Just don't take him over someone like Torrey Horton, who has a clearer path early on. Still, keep your eyes open. TeSlaa might just ignite something special. Could this surprising pick silence the critics? And what if I told you the best move actually came from the past? Brad Holmes made it rain in Detroit during the 2022 draft, and now, 3 years later, the results are falling like touchdowns in a Sunday red zone. The Lions general manager, already regarded as one of the NFL's best talent scouts, just received a major stamp of approval. Pete Prisco of CBS Sports regraded that 2022 class from a respectable B+ to a glowing A+. And honestly, he's absolutely right. Let's start with the main course, Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall pick. He became the engine of the Lions defense, racking up 28.5 career sacks and establishing himself as the face of that defensive unit. Had he not broken his leg at the end of last season, we might be talking about the current defensive player of the year. On the offensive side, Jameson Williams, who was taken 12th overall after an aggressive trade, finally found his footing. After a rocky start to his career, the speedster surpassed 1,000 receiving yards for the first time in 2024. He's become a real and consistent threat to opposing defenses, and it looks like Jared Goff finally has a legitimate deep play weapon, but it doesn't stop there. Kirby Joseph was an absolute steal in the 3rd round at pick 97. In just 49 NFL games, the guy already has 17 interceptions. 9 of those came last season alone. What? He didn't just become a starter, he's an all-pro and a nightmare for any careless quarterback. The class also produced valuable contributors like Josh Paschal, 2nd round, and Malcolm Rodriguez, 6th. Two names who might not be stars on paper, but deliver consistent performance on the field. Then there's the curious case of James Houston. Drafted way down at pick 217, the Jackson State pass rusher didn't even touch the field until week 12 of 2022, and then he went off for 8 sacks in 7 games. A meteor. Sadly, he couldn't maintain that pace and was waived in 2024. All in all, it's hard to argue with that regrade. Holmes didn't just nail the top of the draft, he found real value in the middle and late rounds too. And with this young core, Detroit has gone from the NFC's underdog to a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Was 2022 a turning point? You better believe it was. A bold bet in the present and a huge recognition of the past. The Lions front office work is becoming a benchmark in the NFL. If this keeps up, don't be surprised if the Super Bowl comes next. Hit that subscribe button.